Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Hello, Monika.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I am doing great, and I think yeah, like I was about to sleep. Before that, I'm taking this session.
Okay. Right, okay. So I guess we are meeting for the first time, right?
Yeah, this is our first conversation.
Right. So as you know, I'm Monica and I'm basically from Kolkata. Can I know something about you?
Yeah, my name is SHIVATHMAJ, and I am from South India, Mangalore, and I'm a software engineer.
Okay, that's great. And how long have you been working?
I've been working uh, in total, it's 1 year, but in current company, it's 2 months.
Okay. Right. So do you have any idea about today's topic?
Yeah, I just gave it a glance, and it was global issues.
Right. So, would you want to talk about any global issue or anything related to the topic?
So when I hear the word global issue, the first thing that comes in my mind is recession.
Okay. That's a hot topic among the IT professionals, of course. Yes. Yes. Tell
Hmm.
me something about it. Why, what causes this global issue and what about it? Yes.
So many factors can cause this recession. Some of them, which I know, are that Ukraine and Russia war and increase in petrol prices, that importing of coal, all those things.
Okay. Okay. And what are the other global issues that you have seen over these years?
Inflation and
Poverty, unemployment,
yeah,
right?
and
Hmm. Yes. So, how have you seen the unemployment situation in these years?
So I think a few months back, even I was unemployed and I was looking for job, and recession even affected me. So I have a kind of idea of how it feels, and it is
Hmm.
really difficult in those times to keep ourselves motivated and keep going towards our dreams.
Hmm.
So it's quite challenging, and yeah.
Okay. So, for how long you were unemployed actually? How long were you looking for a job? Since how long?
So it was a kind of situation where I got into one wrong company, which I don't want to mention.
Okay.
So it's been like about 6 months, and I was not paid for it.
Oh my
And
God.
then for 1.5 months, I was unemployed, looking for a switch. And then I was hired by one more company, and right now I am still working at it, and I'm satisfied with it.
Oh,
So
okay.
that 1.5 month was quite it's kind of like low moment, and so many things happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, didn't you complain against the company which was not actually paying you for the months that you worked from them for them?
Actually, I was not knowing about all the policies and all those things, the documents they make us sign in the start, all those things. So
Oh,
kind of I didn't had that privilege to complain against them.
so did they have this in the document that you will not be paid for the first year or 6 months something?
Yeah, they didn't mention about payment and all.
So
And
why would
say
a person work for any company if they are not paid? So
no,
that's
it's
but
like
obvious.
we got it through our campus, and we weren't so much educated to understand all the things about choosing a company, all those things. It's only after experience we got to know about it.
Oh my God. I've heard it for the first time that a company needs to actually write it down in their documents that yes, people are going to be paid for the hard work that they have put in. Else, if they, yeah, that's something new I've heard. Hmm. Okay. That's quite strange. Fine. Yes. Poverty. Okay. Pollution is another factor. Climate change. If I talk about climate change, there's a lot going on around climate change. So, what are your opinions about it?
So climate change, it's like it's people, it's because of us that uh, the problems that we are facing, like pollution, all those things. It's the because of our behavior itself. That's why we need to switch to electrical vehicles, and we should find alternatives for fossil fuels. We need to uh, protect our trees, protect animals. So, and we should stop throwing plastic and stop the usage of plastic as much as possible. So, in a way, we are directly responsible for this pollution, and yeah, it's a serious issue. And luckily, we live in a town, and that's a advantage as well as disadvantage for me. Advantage is because of I get more uh, purified air than others, but disadvantage is it lacks bit connectivity and internet
Hmm.
issues. All those are there here.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yes. So this thing, climate change is a huge and like an enormous issue that the world is facing. Not just our country, but the world as a whole is facing climate change. And of course, like you said, it is all because of our behavior. Rather, I would say it's all because of our activities, right? The
Yeah.
activities that we have been continuing to do even after knowing that we shouldn't be doing it, right? There are certain people who oppose to the fact that we shouldn't burn crackers on Diwali or any festivals, right? But they do not see that the appliances that we are already using in our homes are causing a lot of pollution than just one day of Diwali. So yes, that's something we need to know, and we need to be taken. That's there are certain that no, we need to be taken care of. Okay, now you just said about electric vehicles. Just because we have already increased the pollution in the atmosphere, now we are resorting to electric vehicles. Um, how challenging is it right now for these electric vehicles since it hasn't gained that momentum as it should be? So, what are the challenges behind it, and what are the causes of not gaining as much popularity as it should be?
So one thing what I am seeing in India is electric vehicles. It costs a lot to manufacture. So
Hmm.
even that's a big challenge for like Indians, because our cost of living is not as high as people outside the India, like US. But still, when I visited Bangalore last month, I noticed that there are vehicles like Zulu, which gives you electric scooters, and there are like so many development is going on in this area. So currently, like people haven't switched to electric vehicles completely yet, but I think for the time being, in order to avoid this problem with pollution, what we can do is there is an alternative way which uses a mix of fuels. A new kind of technology is coming. Like it is not completely using fossil fuel. So fossil fuel is conserved. It is using a mix of some fuels, and vehicles are still able to run smoothly. So I think that will gain a little bit more market than electric vehicles, because electric vehicle is little bit futuristic, at least for now.
Hmm. Yes, there are a lot of challenges because of and it is still under the development phase, I guess, because the power stations, we need the power stations, the fuel stations. I mean, not fuel stations, I would call it the power stations, electric power stations. We do not have those. Like if
Yes.
somebody is driving an electric scooty, so he or she may not be sure about how far it will run, right? So that's the reason people are not opting for electric scooters right now. So yeah, the more development of these electric stations will also encourage the people to take up more of the electric vehicles, which may can help with the pollution. But there is another emerging case. I mean, the cause. I would say an issue with the electric vehicles. I have heard this. I do not know. that the battery that is used in these electric vehicles causes even more pollution, right? I mean, the amount of energy, I don't know what exactly the thing that requires to produce those battery, causes even more pollution than the fuel. So I don't know how far it is true, but I've read it somewhere. I don't know how far the facts are true or not, but it was being said like that. The battery causes even more pollution than the fuel right now. So I don't know. Maybe. But
I'm not
yes.
much aware about this actually.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let me just ask you other simple questions, right? General questions, right? Okay. Okay. Do you think change is important in life and how?
Change is the only constant in life. No, nothing else is permanent. Uh, and like every moment from your childhood, if you see your photo, you are changed a lot from that moment, and you are happy that you have grown so far. And sometimes you feel that you want to relive those moments, but still you see the issues which you had at that particular age. uh, uh, so changing is the only truth, and we need to constantly like keep learning and keep growing, keep getting better than we are yesterday. So currently
We were yesterday.
we were yesterday, and currently I am speaking English so that my English gets even better than today. So yeah, like I can like tell a lot about change.
Yeah.
Change. I really like. I don't say that change is very easy to implement, but change is necessary. Change is the only truth. Rest everything, nothing stays with us. Only change will stay with us.
Hmm. That's true. And it's the most inevitable part of our life, right? It doesn't happen
Yes,
with our consent. Something that doesn't even take our consent. It just happens for its own sort of reasons. And of course, it does help us grow in our life. It helps with the, seeking good job opportunities and with the experiences that it gives in our life, that it gives us. The life gives us a lot of experiences, and it's only because we are trying to change ourselves according to the environment, according to the experiences, right? So yes, change is very much important. It also helps us to move on, right? Especially when we have had a very bad past experience, and it helps us to move on because sometimes the past can hold us back, right? So in order to escape from that, change helps us to move further in our life, right? So yeah. Yeah, okay. Now, how important is it to get advice from people when making important decisions or when making decisions, you can say? How important is it to get advice from people when making decisions?
Uh, so while making decision, always what I prefer is uh, whom I seek advice from, they should have done that. It's not like if everyone will have advices, and we love giving advices, even in the subjects we are not good at. Like whomever you ask how to do this, and did you do savings, did you do investment, did you do stock market, they will say yeah, do invest in this stock. Then if you have done this, no, I didn't do that, I'm just suggesting. So it's not like that. If you uh, want to do something, you should make sure that that person has gone into that field, or at least you are a bit sure that he has done enough research to give you advice. So decision, like always, experience will save you years and lot of time. So advice is so much important actually. Yeah, I just remember I asked investment advice from my uncle. I was learning about how to use credit card, how debit card is different from credit card, and why how you can use credit card smarter, or all those things. Like I was so much fascinated with the knowledge he had, which would taken me so much months to know. So definitely, like advices are so much important, but take it from the right person. That's all.
Correct. Of course, you can develop some smarter solutions when you get advices from people. So it also expands our horizon, like you said. It took me months to learn about it, and it fascinated me. So it took me really months. So it, of course, widens and deepens our horizon. Right? Sometimes we may not be thinking in the direction of what the other person might be thinking into. Right? So it does help us. Right? But yes, it is very important. Like these days, we get a lot of free advices from every people around. So we should know how to filter out the advices, right? Especially on the basis of what we actually want in life to do, right? So yes, of course, it deepens your thinking, it sharpens your, your intellectual power, it sharpens your, it also helps you contemplate about your decisions and your path and direction and everything, right? And of course, second opinions are always welcomed in our life. We should have second opinions. Yes, okay. Now we are left with just, I guess, 2 minutes, maybe a minute or so. So
Yes.
I'll just quickly go with the feedback. So you're able to speak out good. Sometimes I just feel that even more refinement can be possible in the way that you are speaking out, right? You can even come up with better structure and better vocabularies. You have the potential to, right? So this is the only thing I feel. Else you are trying to use the good structure wherever possible. So I just feel that it can be refined. That's it. Try
I
to
need to
use the
speak slower.
no. Pace was good. Pace was good. No, I didn't feel about the pace any. I didn't feel anything about the pace. Pace was good, right? It just the, I just feel that the structure can be better. More good words and vocabularies are what you need, right?
Hmm.
Right. So, do you have any query or doubt that you want to ask?
Like, what advice would you give me to like practice daily so that I would improve,
Read.
read more? Okay.
Reading gives you the vocabulary. It is the most essential thing if you want to actually improve your vocabulary. Either if you're reading something or you're listening to some people, those are the two things. But reading actually gives you more attention towards the words that are being written. More than listening, you'll learn more from the reading, provided you are paying attention to all the words that are being framed out in the sentence, right? Even if you read 5 sentences in a day, those should be the most effective 5 sentences in a day, right? So this is what, spare some time, read at least 5 to 10 sentences, not more than that. That'll actually help you, broaden your vocabularies as well, right? Hmm.
Yes.
Right. Yes, okay, we'll be meeting soon again. Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Yes, bye bye,
Yeah.
good night.
Bye bye. Good night.